Again, good morning, Happy New Year. As you may know, in fact, some of you came upstairs to the Office of the Legal Affairs, in which I have delivered the 14 copies of the accession of conventions and treaties in which the State of Palestine has joined. Yesterday, in Ramallah, Brother Saeb Ariqat delivered to Mr. Rowley the original copies of the accession to these conventions and treaties. Among them is the one that in which we are joining the ICC. Many of you used to ask me over the months and the weeks, when are you going to join the ICC? And I was telling you soon, and very soon, and very soon, and it has happened. And even for some of you who were following our participation in the assembly of the state parties of the ICC just last month in December, in which we changed our status under Rule 94 to participate as an observer state. In the statement that I gave, I said, who knows, maybe the State of Palestine will be the 123rd state party to the ICC. And in fact, we are honored that we are the 123rd state party to the ICC, which will be effective about 60 days from now in accordance with the rules of procedure of the ICC. Now, this is a very significant step in which we will be going through it to seek justice through a legal option. It is a peaceful option. It is a civilized option. It is an option that anyone who upholds the law should not be afraid of. And it is an option that we are seeking in order to seek justice for all the victims that have been killed by Israel, the occupying power. The last group of them, more than 500 children in Gaza last summer, more than 3,000 children injured, and 1,000 more of civilians killed and injured. This is only just to mention one example. Of course, we all know that according to the Rome Statute, settlement is a war crime, and therefore, we will be seeking justice through this stipulation in the Rome Statute. And other cases will be referred to the ICC as our leadership see fit as we move forward, meaning that we reserve our right for retroactivity about crimes committed by Israel since the creation of the ICC. Let me just say a few words in Arabic. لقد سلمت قبل دقائق إلى مكتب الوكيل الأمين العام للشؤون القانونية، لأنه هو المعني بالنيابة عن الأمين العام، نسخ من 14 اتفاقية ومعاهدة للأمين العام. وكان الأخ صائب عرقات قد سلم البارحة إلى السيد رولي نائب ممثل الأمين العام لدى فلسطين في الأرض المحتلة النسخ الأصلية. وفي اللقاء القصير الذي تم في مكتب وكيل الأمين العام للشؤون القانونية تم إبلاغنا على أنهم سيعلنوا في حسب إجراءاتهم عن استلامهم الرسمي لهذه الاتفاقيات بتاريخ اليوم، وسيتم سريان مفعول كل اتفاقية وفق اللوائح الداخلية لها، سواء 30 يوما أو 60 يوما أو 90 يوما. بشأن الالتحاق بالمحكمة الجنائية الدولية ستصبح سارية المفعول 60 يوما بعد هذا اليوم. خلال الالتحاق بالمحكمة الجنائية الدولية. هذا سيمكننا من اللجوء إلى خيارا قانونيا، خيارا سلميا، خيارا حضاريا لملاحقة المجرمين الذين ارتكبوا جرائم ضد الشعب الفلسطيني، خاصة مئات الأطفال منهم ومئات النساء وآلاف الجرحى من الأطفال والنساء، خاصة في الحرب الأخيرة التي تمت ضد شعبنا في غزة، مع إبقائنا على حقنا في العودة إلى كافة الجرائم التي ارتكبت منذ أن دخلت اتفاقية روما حيز التنفيذ في عام 2002. من أبرز جرائم الحرب المرتكبة من قبل إسرائيل ضدنا هي جريمة الاستيطان، التي ينص اتفاق روما الأساسي على أنها جريمة حرب، ولذلك يعني هذه هي وسائل بيدنا نستطيع فيها الدفاع عن شعبنا وعن قضايانا، ونستطيع ملاحقة المجرمين الإسرائيليين بشأنها. نحن نعرف أن ذلك سيأخذ وقتا، لكن من أجل الوصول إلى العدالة وأخذ حقنا وملاحقة المجرمين يجب أن نبدأ في هذه العملية، وقد بدأنا البارحة واليوم في الخطوات العملية باتجاه المحكمة الجنائية الدولية. Thank you.
Leadership made any decision about actually asking the prosecutor to begin an investigation? And I wanted to ask you, the recent U.S. Funding bill had this idea of restricting funding to the Palestinian Authority if any investigation is sought. Senator Schumer put out a statement right after the vote here. Do you have any response to that?
Well, with regard to the request to the ICC, I will be meeting in less than an hour with somebody from the Office of the Registrar. We delivered last night a letter to the Office of the Registrar in The Hague requesting retroactivity with regard to the crimes committed during the last war in Gaza, which started around the middle of June through part of August, and reserving our right for other retroactive crimes committed by Israel. So that declaration was delivered to the Office of the Registrar, and I will have some discussion with somebody from the Office of the Registrar who happened to be in New York. I will be meeting him in less than an hour here at the United Nations. With regard to the other issues concerning the United States of America, it is really puzzling when you seek justice through a legal approach to be punished for doing so. And what we are doing is what the Western countries, including the United States and the Europeans, ask to go to a legal option, including the ICC, to go after those who commit crimes against humanity and war crimes. Why, when it comes to the Palestinian people and when it comes to Israel, that Israel should be excluded? That does not make sense. This is highly political, it is not legal, and it is not connected with justice. I hope that these are only words, and the Palestinian people and the Palestinian leadership should be commended for joining the ICC and seeking this peaceful, legal, civilized option to seek justice, and should not be punished for doing so.
Mr. Ambassador, Matthew asked one question I wanted to ask. The other one is, what about the possibility of the Israelis actually seeking to go to the court against Hamas particularly and the Palestinians for alleged war crimes committed by your people?
Don't you think that these things are political posturing? Because if they do really have claims against Palestinian individuals, couldn't they have done that long time ago? They're timing this move when we joined the ICC. They did not, do anything other than, I know, of a case against our president a few weeks ago. But Israel is not a member of the ICC, and we know that the ICC receive hundreds of cases from individuals for whatever reasons, and maybe from organizations and civil society organizations for whatever reasons, and the ICC the court does not entertain such requests, so that this is more of a political show than a serious consideration by the ICC. Let me also add in this connection, I respect the New York Times immensely, and I read it, on daily basis. I don't know if somebody is from the New York Times with us here. I don't know why they insist, the New York Times and maybe others in the US media, by saying that the Palestinian Authority joined the ICC. Before, they were saying, before changing our status in the General Assembly, they were saying that the Palestinian Authority cannot join the ICC because they are not a state. When our status was changed to a state, they are not accepting these facts in the United Nations. I know the political position of the US government and Israel are refusing to accept the state of Palestine as a legal political fact and concrete fact. You cannot join the ICC unless you are a state. So when they now say that the Palestinian Authority joined the ICC, I think their readers deserve objective reporting that what joined the ICC is the state of Palestine. And I would like really to see the New York Times and the US media and other medias to call the facts as they are, because what joined the ICC is a state, and the name of that state is the state of Palestine. And I think that the record should be corrected in that way, and the readers should not be misled. Whether you like the fact or not that the state of Palestine exists, we understand that. You can even say that you do not recognize the state of Palestine, but the fact is you cannot join the ICC unless you are accepted as a state, and we are a state, and we will be the 123rd member state joining the ICC. And I hope that none of you write in your publications that the Palestinian Authority joined. The party that joined the ICC is the state of Palestine.
Can you just help us with procedure? What is going to happen now with the letters being with the Secretary General? What's the next step?
Well, the next step, after they review these letters, they will make an announcement, and they will send to each state party to these conventions and treaties notification that the state of Palestine has joined, and it will come in effect if one convention or treaty states, according to the rules of procedure, that it requires 30 days from the date of accession until you become a full member, or 90 days. So there will be notification to that effect to all member states of the different treaties and conventions. And when that period of time elapses, then they will be notified further, as far as I know, that yes, in fact, the state of Palestine is now a state party to this convention, a state party to this treaty, and so on and so forth. These are the formalities.
Ambassador, I had another question about next steps. Do you plan to resubmit a new resolution to the Security Council anytime soon? I mean, now you've handed over the Rome Statute instruments and other international treaty instruments to the UN. Where are we going to go next with this whole process?
Well, we have many options before us, whether in the Security Council or in the General Assembly, Council of Human Rights, the ICC, the legal options. All these options are available to us. We are studying all of our options, and we will be mapping our course accordingly. And now we are in the midst of preparing thoroughly all the files with regard to what we've submitted to the registrar of the ICC in connection with the war crimes as a result of the last war in Gaza, and also with regard to settlements. But we are studying all other options, and we will announce them as we agree as to what will be the next option. We have many options available to us, including in the Security Council.
Mr. Ambassador, could you tell us broadly some of the other conventions and treaties that you've just submitted instruments of accession to?
Yes, in fact, I brought in my briefcase a copy of the 18 instruments, but one of them is about the right of women, one of them the MPT, one about the biodiversity, something about the protection of UN personnel. We have a list of 18, treaties and protocols. There are 2 protocols that to the Geneva Conventions that we are joining. If I'm not mistaken, the 2nd additional protocol and the 3rd additional protocol. These are some of the ones that I remember from the top of my head, but we will be more than happy to share with you a copy or email it to you, to your offices, when I get back to my office.
And just one follow-up on possible war crimes charges against the Palestinians themselves. I remember that you have said several times previously that the Palestinians are not afraid of anything that happened. Does this still hold true?
That is absolutely true. We uphold the law so high, and we are not afraid of the judgment of the law, especially international law. And we always ask for basing things on the basis of international law. And if there are things that are against us, we are not afraid to face them with responsibility. But those who are making these statements, against the Palestinian leadership with regard to the ICC are the ones who were fighting us every step of the way over the years not to join the ICC. So they cannot be more concerned about us than ourselves. So one can, completely figure out that they were just trying to scare us of not going. And we made the determination that now we are a member of the ICC, and when we ask the ICC to come and investigate crimes committed on on the land of the State of Palestine, and under the concept of complementarity, that we are unable to prosecute those who committed these crimes on our land from the Israeli side. That's why we are asking the ICC to come and act on our behalf to investigate. Absolutely. And I think that the gentleman who asked, about the possibility of going back to the Security Council, with regard, to a resolution asking for setting a timetable to end the occupation, the leadership, as always, as I said, is studying all options, including the option of going back to the Security Council with its new composition regarding this subject. But of course, this requires, thorough consultations with our friends, with our Arab brothers, and with Jordan, and with the Council of Arab ambassadors here and ministers in the Middle East. All these options, are under discussions and evaluations and assessment. Thank you very much.
Nigeria's vote. Were you surprised by their abstention?
You know, one should concentrate on the major party that did not allow the resolution to be adopted. Nigeria is a friend. We were expecting them to vote accordingly. Their explanation of vote is an explanation of vote of a person or a country voting in favor.